Hello everyone, it's Lisa C here from Lisa C Life Coaching, and I am doing a weekly live with you, and some really good content has come up this week and some great questions, and I want to share with you because I think it could be helpful, and it's around that let them theory. Mel Robbins has been talking about a couple of months ago. She kind of released that. It was amazing, so much growth, and I always tell my clients to follow her. She's amazing. If you haven't already after this video, make sure you do because the content is life-changing. But one of my clients was reflecting on that, and she asked this amazing question. I'm sure Mel Robbins would have some stuff on this too, but as you know, we like to kind of dive in with this coaching and see what comes up for ourselves. And I wanted to let you know kind of what had emerged from this let them theory in our lives. And the ultimate question was, what do I do? Like, where do I draw the line of the let them theory? Like, there must be a line. When do you know where that is? And when you should no longer be letting them and you should be speaking up. And I was like, best question ever. Oh my God, we need to talk more about this. And we kind of explored it a little bit in our group, but I really wanted to jump on here and share with you I don't think there's this one size fits all with this situation. I think it's very intuitive and it's very in line with your gut. But I wanted to share you how to tap into that and to know when to let them just go do them, but when you need to speak up and say something and have the hard conversation, or just say something in general. Because if you don't, it, like anything, like any tool that we give you, like any tool that's spoken out there can be a really healthy way to use it and there can be a toxic way to use it. And so I wanted to extend on Mel's amazing work, and I know she's probably surely thought about this stuff too, but I really wanted to share it with you because it came up with the clients, and it actually came up in my life as well. And I was like, oh, like this is what it feels like if you just allow them to do things that are unhealthy. And so I thought this would be helpful. I'm going to share it with you. Tell me what you think below. Comment, let me know if you have found it helpful too, or if it's come up in your life anytime. But I'll start with the let them theory, which was explained by Mel as the theory that just let them be. Like, let people think what they want. Let people do those things that are out of your control, and you just get on with you. You just be okay with who you are and just let them think that, let them do that. And it's so empowering. Like, I don't know if you've tried it in your life. It is so empowering. Because what it does is stop you kind of going external and trying to control that, to having this internal locus of control of like, I just can't change that, so I'm not going to keep wasting my energy on it. I'm going to allow them to think that and actually find that nothing bad comes from it. They can think bad things. That's fine. But I know who I am and I'm true to myself, right? Gives you this empowerment feeling. But I want to give an example of when it no longer services. So in my situation, I had someone in my life who we'd made an agreement, and that agreement was broken, and it caused me quite a lot of mental distress. And I was like, okay, just let them do that. Let them, break that promise and just let them be, like, let them keep doing. I started to get mental and physical repercussions, triggers, like all sorts of coming up. And I had to realize that the let them theory in this particular instance was not applicable. It was actually a speak up instance. And the reason I could tell that was, like, in my gut, I felt very uneasy about it. And it didn't feel right, because one of my core beliefs is like, do what you say. And that wasn't done in that instance. And my boundary was crossed. And so I felt this internal turmoil happening. And this is what I mean, like, trust your gut, go into intuition and say, like, this is not okay. Like, it's not okay to treat me that way. So we don't want to let them do that because it says that you can treat me however and I'll just accept it. And I think that's the question that my client was asking, like, where is that line? I think if it's not having a direct impact on your health and mental health, or it's not kind of giving you that core gut feeling that this is not healthy, you can just let people do what they want to do and you bring in that, and it will be so relieving to your mindset. But if you try it and it's still really distressing you, it's probably actually the opportunity to speak up. So I like to think of them like on a scale, and you've got like the let them and you've got the speak up, and you have to really like decide which one you're going to go down with each situation. And this is where, like, you know, clients get stressed and upset because they're like, well, I don't know. But sometimes you won't, like your gut, you think, you know, it might be the wrong decision, it might be your actual patterns leading the way, you don't know. All I can say is get curious with that and try one thing. So I tried the let them. I realized it wasn't working and I had to go to the speak up. And it's the same. You might speak up and go, actually, next time, I might just let that happen. Like, that is actually probably something that I could have just let go of. And do some self-reflection after. But I'll tell you what, once I'd done the speak up technique, it was so empowering. Not in the moment. The conversation was not great. It was heated. There were some really nasty things said. And it did not go well. Right? And this is from a coach. Like, I know all the right things to say, but I was emotionally triggered. Someone crossed my boundary. They didn't acknowledge it and made out it was my fault. And I was like, and I got defensive, right? It wasn't handled well, but I knew I had to speak up, and I really firmly did. It made me feel empowered to speak up and say, hey, you crossed my boundary. It wasn't okay. I'd like you to go back to your original decision. And that was much more empowering than just letting them do it. In another instance, you know, you can let them then think what they want about you. Now you've spoken up, now you let them, right? Now you go to that theory behind that and you go, think what you want about me. But I've been true to myself and I'm empowering myself and I feel good for standing up for myself. That's when you do the let them side. You kind of go back to it. Let them tell all their friends that you're crazy. Let them tell them that you're the problem. Let them think all the things about you. Let them talk about you behind your back. Who cares? That's when you use it. But if someone is crossing a boundary, if they are pushing you and you are being triggered, and yes, it's your job to work on those triggers, but it might not be the right time for you and you need some extra space, you are allowed to speak up and say something. And I think that is really important. I think that's really the line to letting someone and actually speaking up. And I want you to think about it when you're in that situation. Think about it like that, kind of two ways that you're going to go. Am I going to let them, or am I going to speak up? And you can try one or the other and see what happens, but come back, self-reflect, and then decide which one you're going to take again. Do I need to continue speaking up, or do I need to just let them now do what they've done? I've said my piece, and now I just need to let them do what they got to do. That is the ultimate kind of simplifying as best as possible how to make quick and easy decisions, whether to let them or whether to speak up. I hope this video has helped. I know that it helps me in my life. I know that it helps my group. If you haven't already, make sure you do jump on a free 20-minute clarity call with me and we can discuss where that line is for you if you're struggling with knowing whether to let them or speak up, or if you're struggling with anything else like your confidence, boundaries, you're just not sure where you're headed in your life. That is what I'm here for. I'm here to help you redirect and create a life that you love, break through those old patterns, and just be you, be confidently you. So if you're ready to do that, jump on the link below or give a comment if you've got any questions or insight into this theory as well. Again, thanks Mel Robbins, you're amazing. If you haven't followed her already too, make sure that you do, and have an amazing Wednesday.